What up, Long Beach? It's JJ.
And Mike.
Welcome back to your home for everything local sports.
And this football video is brought to you by Naples Root Company.
More league season in full swing right now. What comes into focus on Friday night is a massive matchup between Wilson and Millikan. One of the side stories of which is Bring Back My Bonnie to Me.
Quarterback Jason Bonnie back after a month out with a concussion. Obviously a leader for this team, so they were fired up to see him. But the Millikan Rams on a tear. You see what I did there?
I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, buckle up, folks, because we got a crazy one. Bonnie's first snap hands it to Josh Kilson, who gives it to Dinkins, who's going to find Corey Latham 48 yards. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's the kind of game it's going to be. No dink and dunk offense there as Dinkins finds Latham for almost 50 yards on the first play.
4th and 11, few plays later, Bonnie to Cameron White for 14 yards down inside the 5. Bonnie right back like he left something. Next play to Latham. That's a more typical pitch and catch.
Yeah, that one's a little more traditional, certainly. 7-0 Bruins halfway through the first quarter, and the Wilson D all the way turned up.
Mason Peterson, one of 7 first-half tackles for loss for the Maroon Swarm, and then senior Connor Cuddyback, one of his 7 solo tackles in the first half.
Like the Dixie Chicks, the Bruins are ready to run. Josh Wise, 14 yards right there.
Even Bruce Young getting involved. How about Big 4-4? He's a rugby player. He picks up a first down on 4th. You want to tackle him? Well, Dean Duggan don't care. We'll get back to him. And then the junior, Josh Kilson, 10-yard TD, 8-play drive, 7 of them runs, 14-0 Wilson.
Gotta say, I did not see this one coming, but the Rams obviously not going to go quietly. Donald Gordon and the Rams in desperation mode.
They pick up 2 fourth downs on this drive, a 15-play, 80-yard, 8-minute trip to the end zone, capped by quarterback, the sophomore, Jordan Lawton, 15 yards untouched.
That's exactly what the Rams need to get themselves back in this game right before halftime, now only down 7.
But Duggan and the Rams D still have to step up. Oh, Kilson needs to thank David Green for saving his life right there. And then on the last play of the half, Bonnie deep to Mr. White, but the Jizza steward there, fusion of the 5 elements at the goal line. Let's go to the locker room, y'all. Come on, it's 14-7.
Well, obviously a huge crowd on hand to see this game. Really great to see a huge crowd like that out for a Moore League game.
First Ram offensive play of the second half. Lawton play action pass to Malik Brown. Blown coverage. First completion for Millikan on the night. Wham, bam, what the heck just happened? It's 14-14.
Yeah, well, you said at the beginning it was this kind of a game, and you certainly weren't lying. My eyes are spinning around in my head a little bit right now, but let's keep this thing going.
Wilson again helped by a failed onside kick for the Rams. Bonnie to Wise, 20-yard completion. That drive sets up this field goal attempt, but Ben Bonds, double thumb.
The bondsman bats it down. Momentum now wearing the Rams helmet.
But on the ensuing drive, it's a fumble. Luckily for Rams fans, it is recovered inside the 5-yard line. That's going to lead to a punt, and Dean Duggan feels that thing like a grounder up the middle. You can't do that.
No, when D is punting in the NFL, now that will be legal, but in high school, not allowed to do it.
It is 16-14. Momentum now wearing maroon. But you can't onside a free kick. And apparently you can't stop Kilson either. Come on, Kilson, get loose!
Oh, Kilson!
71-yard touchdown. Kid had 160 yards on the ground. You see all the Rams kind of looking back, and this is why. He very clearly steps out of bounds twice there. But, hey, they don't have replay in high school football. And it's now a 9-point lead for the Bruins.
We do have replay here at the Gazettes. But the Rams going to take the top off. Pass interference right there. Big call for them.
Lawton to Dugan, the fumble? Well, this referee says it's a fumble. The other referee comes in and says, no fumble. We all the way home. It is now 4th and 18, and this might be play of the game because instead of Wilson having the ball, Millikan is going to give it to Anthony Carswell, and number 3 is going to go 21 yards for the first down. Wow.
Were you the pylon right there?
Indeed. 4 plays later, 4th down, the second pass interference call against the Bruin defense. And on the first play of the 4th quarter, Carswell in for 2 yards. That's 12 plays. That's 10 runs. That's just the way this game was going. It is now a 2-point Wilson lead. Another short porch for Wilson because of a bad onside kick. Turns into Bonnie to Wise. Incredible TD run for the sophomore. 15 yards there, and they're back up 8 with about 10 left.
Wouldn't be denied, and I have a feeling we're in for quite the finish here.
Speaking of taking the top off, Peterson with hit of the night. 4th down, a few plays later, it's the double D, and he got a pretty nice spot there.
Definitely, I would call that a charitable spot, well short of Thanksgiving here.
Carswell to the sideline. The Bruins defense extended drives and just couldn't get off the field. They were flagged 11 times for 100 yards. In the second half was Wilson. 2 plays later, Carswell, 10-yard TD. It is now 29-27 with 6.5 to play. You gotta go for 2.
Well, yeah, you just have to, and fortunately for Millikan, Lawton, play-action rollout, Dugan ties it up.
Wow, 29-29. Put your ram horns up. We got a ball game. Lucky 13 ain't done. 1 of 15 tackles for the senior, doing it. But a bad snap puts the Rams on the 30. Minutes left. Lawton to Max Witt for the win.
Oh, that is just brutal. Witt trying to redeem himself, the 42-yard field goal attempt. That's an impressive feat for any high school kid. And, it's just so close.
Oh, my God. So close. Oh, that looks so good. It is 29-29. We are going to overtime. Wilson wins the coin toss. They're going to give the Rams the ball first. In the second play of overtime, Carswell, to the pylon for a 19-yard touchdown. His 3rd of the night.
Well, so here we go now, because you know the way these rules work. Wilson now has to match that, or it's Millikan's game. So how are the Bruins going to do this?
Well, they were willing to pound the rock all night with these Rams, and they continued to do it with Kilson after he picks up 2 first downs. Little pitch here, 1-yard touchdown. Looks like we're headed to a second overtime period, but you still need the extra point, and unfortunately, that's not going to have the distance. Rams win! Rams win!
Unbelievable game. Certainly, anytime you've got kids running out on the field like that after a Week 8 victory, you know it was an exciting game as Millikan takes a 36-35 overtime victory.
Wow, they do not make more league games like that very often, but it was a thriller. Unfortunately, the end of that game was marred by a melee on the field between those two teams after the post-game handshake. Not something you want to see, and you hope the effects of that don't carry over into these next weeks as we get closer to the playoffs.
For all of that coverage, though, you know you're already in the right spot.